Okay, the new Trump WLFI token goes live sometime this week, and it's going to be quite a big event. I mean, I don't know if you can say it's going to be as big as they say here, the next Bitcoin, but I do think it's going to be quite a big event, and the token's already trading at between 25 and a $30 billion market cap. I'm going to break down the Trump WLFI project today. I'm going to show you what the project's about. I'm going to show you which tokens may actually benefit. And at the end, I'm going to show you a way that you can actually make money on this token that I don't think too many people are talking about. And I think we've uncovered it, somewhere where you can make money on this WLFI token without taking that much risk. So listen, if that sounds good to you, here on a Sunday, obliterate the like button, and yeah, let's get going, guys. You brought me back on a Sunday. You guys brought me back on a Sunday. But you know what? After Friday, I mean, how amazing was Friday with Powell speaking, and then the market's actually going crazy. And then I was actually just looking at the charts now. You've got ETH trying to break the all-time high for the weekly close. Imagine that happen. That would really get the Altseason going. Also, like another good sign that Altseason's coming up is you can see that the Sol ETH chart has actually found some support here. Like this was like a one-way train all the way down. It's actually found some support here, which is a great sign. Whether or not you're in Solana, it doesn't really matter. It's a great sign. Also, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, that Bitcoin's dominance chart is, I mean, this is a Bitcoin dominance chart that pretty much says it's Altseason. Like, I mean, I've been here for multiple Altseasons. This is the breakdown. And if we start breaking down below here and here, I mean, that's a real confirmation. So yeah, lots to talk about, but we'll leave that for tomorrow, because today I actually want to spend the time actually talking about Trump's new WLFI project. And the reason why I want to do that is because, number one, there's a massive opportunity, which actually the guys in Frontrunners have already taken advantage of, or I hope they have taken advantage of it, because they got it sometime earlier this week. But also because I think it's going to be quite a big event, and I think we need to be prepared for this Trump WLFI launch. So that's what we're going to be covering here today. Once again, as I said before, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you are subscribed, these Sunday night shows are usually unplanned. And so it really, really, really helps if you just smash the like button, because that gets distribution of the Sunday night shows. Speaking of Sunday night shows, I don't know if you guys know, but I did drop another video earlier on the other channel. I dropped a video on Crypto Insider, which is the new channel. If you have $5,000 for a portfolio, only $5,000, go and check out the video, because this video is for people that have $5,000 in their portfolio. So if you have $1,000, that's not the right portfolio for you. There is one here with $4,000. Yeah, you can get it in the crypto portfolio. I'm not going to waste your time. The hardest part about building a $5,000 portfolio is not buying the tokens. The hardest part is creating a plan. So yeah, if you have $1,000 or $5,000, there's specialist portfolios there. All right, anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about the Trump WLFI token. And I think let's just start off by, for those of you who don't know, what is this WLFI project? What actually is all the hype actually about? So in a nutshell, the WLFI platform is effectively a DeFi platform. And it's a pretty much a very simple DeFi platform. It allows you to borrow, to lend. It's got a DEX. It's a very, very, very simple DeFi platform. And the idea behind this DeFi platform is effectively to get Web 3 to Web 2 users. So Web 2 usability Web 2 usability using Web 3 rails. Now, this platform is going to be built, or is built, on Aave. And so it's effectively an Ethereum mainnet based product. And the speculation is that the reason why the Trump family actually started this platform is because they got unbanked. And when they got unbanked, number one, they probably wanted to avoid that happening ever again to anyone. And B, I think they wanted to just give a big FU to the banks. And so the speculation is that the reason why the Trumps started WLFI was as a big fuck you to the banks. And this is basically what we said here.
Brian, it's infuriating. We had nowhere to go. Capital One stripped 300 bank accounts from me, 300 in the middle of the night. They sent us a letter after doing business for 20-something years. All your bank accounts for golf courses and condominium buildings and hotels, they're all gone in the middle of the night. I mean, how do you pay your taxes? How do you pay your employees? This happened across the board. It happened with JP Chase. It happened with Bank of America. It happened with First Republic. And this wasn't just happening to the Trumps, people with a lot of zeros on the end. This was happening to conservatives all over the country. We didn't have a damn choice. So before my father, won the election, before my father was in office, we started getting into cryptocurrency. The people in cryptocurrency were being debanked just like Trump was being debanked.
Right.
And you know what? It's become the fastest growing industry anywhere in the world. It's actually removed a lot of the power from the big banks who have weaponized their platforms against the American people, and I could not be more proud to be.
I don't know.
Brian, it's
So that was Eric Trump and explaining how the Trumps got debanked during the elections. You guys remember how the Democrats politicized the banking system and how they politicized anyone that was in crypto got debanked, and the Trumps got debanked at some point. And so speculation is that is why the Trumps actually started that project. And if you look at the World WLFI document, it basically says Donald J. Trump has been an advocate for the strong US dollar, understanding that it's critical. And they talk about Trump endorsing this product. So the platform is effectively a DeFi platform. And on top of the DeFi platform is a US dollar-backed stablecoin called US1 or USD1. And they speak about US1 or USD1 as the upgraded dollar, right? And what the stablecoin is effectively, it's a stablecoin issued by World WLFI that is 100% backed by US treasuries. And so you're kind of seeing a pattern here, because what is that the Trumps or the US see a massive opportunity in dominating in stablecoins. Now, why do they want to dominate in stablecoins? The first thing is that they need buyers for their treasuries. And when they passed the Genius Act over here, one of the things that in the Genius Act is that the Genius Act requires reserve backing with liquid assets like US dollars or short-term treasuries, right? And so by creating the US dollar as the currency, as the dominant Web3 currency, they're solving two problems. Number one, they're solving dollar dominance. But number two, they're getting people to buy US treasuries. When people buy US treasuries, the interest rates go down because there's so much demand for US treasuries. And that will force the Fed or allow the Fed to start reducing rates, so to speak. And you know that the US is very serious about it. I mean, Scott Bessent, Donald Trump, David Sachs, all speaking a lot about stablecoin and stablecoin dominance. This is one clip from Scott Bessent.
And I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the controller of the currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
So we know that that's one of the U.S. government's main objectives, is to keep the U.S. dollar the U.S. dollar the most dominant currency in the world. And you have to win in Web3 if you want to do that. And so that's why the Trumps have launched USD1, which is effectively their play over here. And it's quite a serious play. I mean, already it's got $2.4 billion worth of issued market cap. As you can see here, it currently plays on three chains: BSC, Ethereum, and Tron. And we'll talk about why. Obviously, BSC is the main chain here. ETH, slightly less. And then Tron, tiny amount on Tron. And we'll talk about the Tron connection in a sec. There are trading pairs for USD1 starting already to trade on Coinbase. As you can see, there's USD1 to USD. On Bybit, they've also got USD1 trading pairs. If you go here and you say just USD1, you can see that there are a couple of trading pairs that you can trade Mantle, you can trade, there's very few trading pairs, but they are getting a whole lot of rollout in terms of USD1. Now, why do they think that they can win here? Is because what they say is there's two big stable coins today. The two big stable coins are Circle and USDT. USDT has been unable to produce an audit, right? So that's like, if you think about that, it does exclude them a bit from institutional US play, because, you know, like, I think when stablecoins go mainstream and banks are holding stablecoins, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking for them to say, look, we hold a stablecoin, but that stablecoin's never been audited. That's effectively how USD1 believe they're going to beat Tether. And in terms of Circle pay a lot of distribution costs to Coinbase, right? Majority of their costs are actually paid to Coinbase for distribution, and that business model isn't a very good or lucrative or scalable business model. And USD1 kind of has none of that. And on top of that, they kind of have the Trump effect. So you basically have, like, Trump told you to do XYZ, you do XYZ. I mean, the guy's a sitting president. Now, initially, there was a lot of skepticism as to whether this was a Trump project. Like World Liberty Fi was launched, and a lot of people were very, very, very skeptical as to whether this was actually a real Trump-backed project, because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, Trump's behind this and whatever else. As you can see, I mean, there's no doubt that Trump is actually involved. And it's not only Donald Trump, it's the whole Trump family is very, very, very much involved. Eric Trump has very much been a face. Donald Trump Jr., Barron Trump, and Donald Trump are actually featured on the World Liberty Fi website. And then there's a whole lot of other big names here, which we'll talk about a lot of the names as we actually go, as we actually do that. The project raised quite a bit of cash, and we'll talk about how they raised cash. The first thing that they actually did was they did a ICO or IDO or whatever you want to call it. An ICO where people could buy. And remember, these people were paying 1.5 cents for World Liberty Fi token. Now, this is an important number. This 1.5 cents is a very, very, very important number, right? We'll talk about, you'll understand why in a second. And what they did is they raised $550 million in a token sale. And then they raised a whole lot of other money. Some of it came from Justin Sun, some of it came from DWF. You can see that here in this Medium article where it says basically 550 million was done in the token round. Justin Sun put in $75 million. DWF put in $25 million. And yeah, so that's pretty much the capital raise. They raised about 750 million in this in this raise. And now the token's actually becoming tradable, right? So you can see that the people that bought the tokens for 1.5 cents, well, their tokens are becoming tradable. Sometime, I guess, this week or next week. I'm not sure exactly when, but sometime this week or next week, the token's going to become tradable. And that's why I decided to do the show today, because I realized that, you know, this token's becoming tradable and you guys need to understand exactly what's going on. Right now, in pre-market, this token's trading at 23 cents, 22.5 cents. It was trading as high as 44 cents yesterday, right? So yesterday was around 44 cents. Now it's trading at 23.4 cents or 23 cents. That means that the implied valuation when this token actually opens is going to be, the project is going to be $24 billion market cap project. So if it is a $24 billion market cap project, question is, where does it put it in terms of projects? So let's just quickly go to CoinGecko and just look at where it would stand if it was a $20 billion project. So $20 billion project would put it somewhere around here. So somewhere just above Chainlink, just below Cardano and just above Chainlink, if it is where it launched at the moment, right? So I guess you could say that theoretically, that's a very, very, very high valuation for what it is. But then again, you got the Trump effect there. And that's like, you know, what value do you put on the Trump effect, right? Also, what value do you put on the fact that when you look at the tokenomics, very, very, very few tokens actually hit the market this week when the token actually starts trading. So 20% of the WLFI purchased by each wallet in the 1.5 cent round and the 0.05 cent round will unlock. This directly rewards the earliest backers. So basically what they're saying is very, very, very few tokens become unlocked. And when very few tokens become unlocked, what you know for sure is that it's quite easy to manipulate the token price. So that's one of the things that could actually happen. You can trade the perps. You can trade the perps before they open on two of our partners. That's one of the things. I want to show you which of our partners it is. So you can trade the perps on Blofin, and you can trade the perps on Bybit. If you use these links on Blofin, obviously there's no KYC. On Bybit, you need to have KYC. The best rewards that you can possibly get, and you need to key up your account. You can pretty much do that here. There's links here below if you actually want to trade the perps. And by the end of the show, you'll want to trade the perps because I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing. All right, so that is the token, the raise, etc., etc. Now let's talk about the launch, because we know the launch is going to happen probably sometime this week, and if not sometime this week, then very early next week. I think they're just finalizing a few more things with the centralized exchanges, a few more trading pairs, etc., etc. So the question is then, is the viewer counter broken again? It's glitchy. Yeah, I see the viewers are here. If you're here, just smash the like button, because I see the viewer count is corrupting on us. It's corrupting on us. Or maybe the people are just listening to this and they're saying, "Hey, hold on, this is political," and they just want to remove this. It's a Trump thing, I'm telling you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the token's going to launch, and the question is, well, at what valuation is this token going to launch, and which other tokens in the market are actually going to move? And I'm going to show you the ones that are actually going to move and why they're going to move, and the ones that are speculated to move and why they probably shouldn't move. So let's start off with a token and where this project will actually launch. Right now, as it stands, 23 billion fully diluted market cap. For a DeFi protocol with a US dollar currency with $2.1 billion, that's a little bit of a high valuation. However, as I've said, what do you do about the Trump effect? You need to put some kind of premium on the Trump effect. So let's watch out for what actually happens when that happens. The second project that may actually move, there's two projects that I know for sure are related to the project, and the rest are just speculation. The two that are definitely related to the project are 𝗪𝗡, because as we know, the project is actually built on 𝗪𝗡. That was from the governance proposal over here. Now, very, very, very important, what you'll realize here is that 𝗪𝗡 will receive 20% of the protocol fees generated by 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 and also receive 7% of the total supply of 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 tokens, which means that 𝗪𝗡 effectively holds 7% of the value of the 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 project, which is, if you look at it today, 7% of $25 billion is $2 billion. And that makes it a little bit interesting, because if you look at 𝗪𝗡's market cap, 𝗪𝗡's market cap right now is $5.6 billion. Remember that they're holding $2 billion in Trump 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 tokens, right? So 𝗪𝗡 is one that has been moving. Now, you can see yesterday, when the perps opened very high, the 𝗪𝗡 price shot down. And when the perps started coming down, the 𝗪𝗡 price started coming down, because people are starting to factor the fact that 𝗪𝗡 actually owns these tokens, and that 𝗪𝗡 gets 20% of the protocol of the revenue generated by the protocol. I mean, they confirmed this. Why did we use 𝗪𝗡? Because it's the best-in-class lending and borrowing protocol with top-notch security practices and a good track record. Okay, so now you know that the first token that's actually 100% actually linked to 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. The second token is also 100% actually linked to 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. And I know this because I've spoken to the founder of this project. It's a project called Blockstreet. Now, what is Blockstreet? It's a launch pad, right? That's the project, got $159 million FDV. And this is effectively a launch pad. It's a launch pad. It's a big launch pad for USD1 dollars as well. You can see that a lot of their Twitter account is around that. And the founder, and this is quite important, remember this guy, his name is Matt Morgan. He's going to be on our show next week. He is also the chief investment officer of Alts or Alt5, which you can see over here. Now, we're going to talk about Alt5 in a second, because that's where the real opportunity actually lands up being. So this has a token. Now, the Blockstreet has a token. As I said to you, the token is trading at 16 cents now. And this Blockstreet is 100% linked to 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. The third project, I don't know if it's linked to 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. There is speculation. And the reason why there is speculation is because you see this guy over here, his name is Corey Kaplan. So he was the founder of a project called Dolomite, creator of Dolomite, and he's a CTO of 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. And so people are saying, hold on, if he's the creator of Dolomite, and he's sitting on the Trump 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 board as the CTO, then there must be a link between Dolomite and 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍. Here's my problem with Dolomite. Nothing against the actual platform, but if you look at what Dolomite actually does, Dolomite is a lending borrowing platform. It's a lending borrowing platform that can support over 1,000 assets. That's pretty much what it is, which is kind of exactly what 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 is. So to me, I don't know if there's a real, relationship here, unless we hear that they're going to use Dolomite's technology or leverage Dolomite for liquidity or something along those lines. Otherwise, that's just speculation at this stage. And to be honest, the insiders that I spoke to in the 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍 project, they weren't that convinced that Dolomite was one of the real projects which would actually benefit it. The next project that may actually benefit from it is the Trump project, because it's Trump and Trump. Now, again, here I've spoken to our insiders in 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍, and they're kind of like, no, the Trump team is a very separate team, and they're not going to get involved at all with 𝗪𝗡𝗍𝗍, and so they don't think that the Trump token is actually going to land up moving. All right, so that brings me to the next, or the big opportunity here. And this is the opportunity that I don't think many people have seen. And I kind of want to think that we were one of the first people to identify it. The minute we identified it, we dropped it into frontrunners. We had a Zoom call with the frontrunners last week, and we broke this down. And I know that I took the trade that I'm about to show you. I've already made a lot of money, and I think that you could still make a lot of money too. Yeah, and again, like I say, if you were part of front runners, and I really at this part of the cycle, I really encourage you to potentially join front runners. The reason why I say this is a good opportunity to join front runners is you're going into the last part of the cycle, and in this part of the cycle, you need as much help as you can get. You need as many calls as you could possibly get. I'm actually dropping a meme coin in front runners, which I know where there's big wallets actually buying it. You see it, like I said, hi everyone. There could be a big opportunity around World WLFI, and I'm going to share it on the show tomorrow. That was supposed to be, it was last week. Before I do, I want to share it with you. I'll share a Zoom link with anyone who wants to do it. And I think about 250 people actually jumped on that Zoom, and they actually got it. Now, again, guys, if you want to join front runners, here's the link over here. Join the front runners group. Here it is. Join this. If you join this week, you'll still get our free news terminal, which actually costs $600 a month. You're going to get a month free on the news terminal. It's got everything, and I really encourage you at this stage of the cycle to join. If you're not happy after a month, you can leave, you can get your money back, but for now, just join. Trust me, it's the best decision that you'll make. All right, so what's the opportunity? So the opportunity lies in a treasury company. Now, you know that these treasury companies that are launched are all the rage right now, and that most of the treasury companies are actually trading above the net asset value, trading at multiples of the net asset value. So you think of like SharpLink, and you think of like BM&R, they're trading at like 1.8, 2, 3 times their net asset value, right? Now, the Trump token also has a treasury company. The treasury company is called ALTS, and what this is, it's a treasury company which raised money to buy World WLFI tokens, and they did. They raised $750 million, and they took that $750 million, and upon closing of the offerings, Alt5 will implement a treasury strategy and hold 7.5% of a total supply of World WLFI tokens. So they raised money, and with that money, they went and bought 7.5% of the World WLFI tokens. Here's the opportunity. So we know that the assets in this company are 7.5 billion World WLFI tokens, because World WLFI has 100 billion tokens. And we know that this company has 7.5 billion of those tokens, right? So theoretically, if the so let me break it down for you. So I did some very basic maths here, and I said, okay, hold on a second. If the Alt's share price is at $6.50, it's right now at $6.57, and we know that the fully diluted number of shares is 221 million. We know the fully diluted value of Alt5 is $1.4 billion, right? But we also know that they hold 7.5 billion Trump tokens, right? Or World WLFI tokens. And we know that right now it's trading at 0.23. Now, when I made the spreadsheet, it was trading at 0.25. So you can see that the value of what they're holding is $1.75 billion. So they valued at 1.436, and they are holding $1.725 billion of the asset. So here's what happens, right? I'll leave a link I'll send this to Johnny. Johnny, if you could just make a copy of this so people don't keep pinging me for access to the spreadsheet. Let me just send it to Johnny first. I'll leave this spreadsheet in the description below so that you guys can mess around with it. But basically what it shows is, I just got to give Johnny access. Otherwise he won't be able to access it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so Johnny has now got access to the spreadsheet. So basically what I'm saying here is, if you use the spreadsheet, you can find arbitrages between the share price and the token prices. And the idea is to buy the one and to sell the other. So when we started this in Frontrunner, the price here was like $5.50, right? And the price of the token was 32 cents on the open market. And then the arbitrage was about 97%. The arbitrage is obviously closed now, and what I told the guys is buy the share and short the perp of the token. And that way you're in a market neutral trade, and you're just trading the arbitrage between the two. Now this has come slightly down, but the thinking works very, very, very well, right? Like you take that and you take that and you say, the minute there's a big arbitrage between the share and the listed company, then you want to buy the listed company and you want to short the perp. when it's the other, it won't happen the other way around. But so basically, that's the opportunity that I don't think many people are seeing, because not many people have taken the time to analyze the treasury company and what's in the treasury company. Now, I know there's 7.5% of the token supply, which is 7.5 billion tokens, and right now trading at 0.23. If this shoots up and this doesn't, then again, great opportunity to short this and then buy that quickly. And I'll keep doing that with you guys, because I think that that's one of the big things. Again, I think the best place to stay in touch with when these things actually happen, like you would have got this information on, this was on the 19th. That was on the 19th, which was like 5 days ago. You would have got that. You would have got the same opportunity here. Or sorry, I did it the next day, so it's 4 days later. It's just I can't do as many shows as I want to do on the channel, and so sometimes really the only place that I can communicate is here in the chat. And later on, I'm actually going to drop in about an hour and a half. I'm actually going to drop a meme coin that I know big insiders are buying, and I think it's probably a good one to be buying. Yeah, so that's the World Liberty Fi opportunity. That's the World Liberty Fi project. I think it's going to launch sometime this week or early next week. Again, they are waiting for the exchanges to approve all their listings and stuff like that. As soon as that's done, I think it's going to be a massive launch. You can't fade a token that's got a 5% circulating supply. Like you just can't fade a token like that, because you know that it's very easy to manipulate. And you know, you know what it is. It's going to bring a lot of opportunities. Guys, if you want to trade those opportunities, you must have a 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 account that actually has this token listed, right? So just go sign up there and sign up there. There will be a lot of opportunities, and we'll bring those opportunities to you. Yeah, cool. If we could just take one last look at the market before we actually before we leave. So as I said to you, I think there's a couple of things that are happening here which are really exciting for me. One is, if you look at the weekly, I mean, this best case scenario is ETH closes above its previous all-time high in the weekly, and it looks like what the traders are doing now is they're manipulating it ahead of the market, the futures opening, so, and the weekly close. And so what you can see is Bitcoin's going down because it's weekend. Money is flowing out of Bitcoin into ETH, and that's pushing the ETH price up, and that's pushing the Bitcoin dominance up. Now, Bitcoin dominance is at 58. If that's not the start of Altseason, I mean, I don't know. Like that, plus when I look at the Solana chart and I see the Sol ETH chart, and I say, okay, it's finally found a level, and actually Sol is starting to outperform. It just shows power to the alts. You know, like there it is. There's the daily power to the alts over here. So I think that's like a big thing that's happening this week. We'll discuss all of that tomorrow. Let's just look at the bubbles and see if anything really sticks out. The Sol beta's starting to pop a little bit. Yeah, Zora's doing well again. Let's just see if there's anything over here. Yeah, I think the market's going to have a lot of moves this week, and I think we're going to definitely capture them. I'll be back here tomorrow. I'll be doing our normal shows. Oh wait, one thing, guys. If you are in my Pionex bots and you are in the ETH bot, the one ETH bot has a range at 5,000. So tune in tomorrow, because we're actually going to adjust the range and compound the profits. Because like you see, we're starting to make a lot of money on these bots. Like this one, we've made 3,395 on the bot and 427. Now, the truth is that what you have to do is you have to compound that money. And that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to be compounding that money. This bot's been amazing. Look at this, 23 days. It's made 67% gain and 8% here. And it's on a 1,200% annualized grid total. It's unbelievable, this bot. Remember, if you want to follow my bots, there's links to them here below. Every one of my bots that I've ever made is here. And you can literally just copy the link, and you guys can actually do the same thing. Otherwise, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.